It's very quick.
Ahorre, no compre sin visitar Emporio.
You know how fast we can go.
Larry on.
Why? And added that these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins.
It's your cyber cigarette, your internet nicotine. It's everything you've been jonesing for and more. It's two malcontents with microphones. I'm Nickelbag Rick, and with me as always is my good friend Justin.
Yes, I'm very malcontented.
We're both, two malcontents with microphones. We're on Podvomit at podvomit.com.
Micro tits with microphones.
Micro tits and micro clits. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't
A very small lady.
She's like Tinkerbell.
Or maybe she's regular size and
just she's like her nipples are inverted. They're so small.
I don't know. I'm getting confused.
I know, this is a very bizarre thing we're just starting right out on. I don't even know why we're talking about the micro clits and micro
I'm not even
tits.
supposed to be here today.
Right. Hey, there's a future reference in that coming up.
Absolutely.
So
A little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, stay tuned.
For you,
Pod Vomiteers.
Yes.
The Pod Vomiteers. I like that name.
Yes, the Pod Vomit is the stage, and we are merely the players.
Right. Without our John Rutsey. Hey-o.
So, I don't get it.
It's their first drummer.
Oh. John Rutsey, yeah, right.
Of Rush.
Okay.
I see Luke wandering around the hallways. You know,
he's escaped.
Yeah. He's trying to get out. We're at the new studio and everything. I know we've talked about before. And as of this weekend, we've got, and he come in already. He's not on the show, but we have an engineer and like an intern, and we've got a name for him already. And his name is New Ian or Good Ian.
Good Ian or New Ian?
Well, he is new, but he's Good Ian compared to Bad Ian.
Is that like Good Ian? Sounds like a biblical character.
Gideon.
Not saying the bad.
Does he deliver Bibles to people in hotels?
He's Luke says, I'm not saying the bad Ian's bad. No.
He's bad.
He's nationwide. So
he's on your side.
Before you get out of here, Luke, you had an intern before, and I think we probably brought him up on one episode or another that
Bad Ian.
Yeah, and his name was Ian, and I used to call him
the other Ian.
I would refer to him as Emollient Dynamite because he talked and kind of had that Napoleon Dynamite look in his eye.
It sounds like one of the layers of the Earth's crust.
Right. But he was just really
bad.
We were doing some work over at Luke's house one day, and
he's really good at painting and bitch work. So I'm told. Not so much about producing and.
I think he swallowed. That was his key.
Recording sounds and stuff. He was really good at swallowing.
Really
you want to make it in this business, boy.
He was really good at swallowing, and his knees were calloused and sturdy.
Right, and discreet. It was very discreet. You know, there was a lot of discretion involved.
Matter of fact, we're blowing his cover right now.
Right, yeah. No,
poor guy.
That's why he's not the intern, though. You know,
we may be blowing his cover, but he's blowing engineers.
Right. He's moved on to another engineer,
yes.
But we have.
He's the engineer blower.
Long live New Ian.
We have
that's like guy. That's his criminal name when he's in a lineup.
Right.
Are you the engineer blower? Everyone turn
blue.
30 degrees to the left.
On your knees. Does the top of this guy's head look like
does the top of this guy's head exact waist level of the victim?
But we have a new guy that's come in, and his name we're just gonna call him New Ian because he's basically
It's like a new eon, or new Ian for a new eon.
That's
I said
right.
it wrong.
Well, we eventually got there.
Yeah,
but-
we got there.
So he's going to come in and he'll be in and out of the show eventually. It's funny because now Luke is he's walking around the halls with a top hat and a monocle, chomping on a cigar, going, "Okay, guys, go in here. I've got a problem. I've got to go throw some money at it. Here is new Ian."
I keep trying to tell him we're not going to play Monopoly right now. It's not. We're not going to do that. Stop pushing it.
So he's like,
you guys have fun with
"Okay,
it.
man.
right.
Thanks, Luke. We'll see you later, man." He's getting in his Ferrari right
All right.
now.
Remember, make sure you go for Boardwalk and Park Place right off the bat.
Right. And it's not wrong to to stop on Baltic Avenue from time to time.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're only going to pay $6 each time because that place sucks.
Yeah, it's the hood.
It is the hood.
It's the Monopoly hood.
I wish they would do like a realistic city Monopoly and make it like Harlem or something.
Yeah, right. It's like you own property in Harlem.
Yay.
Pay.
Awesome. I
owe you money.
I own a shrimp place in Hell's Kitchen. Yes.
More like chicken and waffles, man.
Chicken and waffles.
Oh, come on, man.
That's
better. That's better than the shrimp.
That's good.
Scrimp.
It's more of a southern thing, though. I don't know if I'd see that in Harlem. Chicken and waffles.
Well, that's where I would go. Lay's potato chips they had one of those contests where you had to
Pick the different flavors.
Yeah, one of them was chicken and waffles. It was okay. I don't know if I would. I can't say that if I had the munchies, I was riding around. I'm like, I'd like a chip. I think I'm going to try some chicken and waffles, which I liked them.
You think that would replace your desire or craving for chicken and or waffles?
I just think
from then on out.
We live in a world now though where food tries to taste like other food.
I know. It's like what else can we mimic with our potato chips?
Well, what I always wanted to see was this. I wanted to see. Doritos have been doing the thing for Taco Bell where it's like the Cool Ranch taco or the Dorito taco. Well, about a year, maybe 2-3 years ago, they had this thing where they were doing like tacos at midnight Doritos or hamburger. I don't know why it had to be at midnight. I don't know. It was a thing.
Fourth meal.
But yeah, but no,
That's
it was
what
just,
they called it.
This was just Doritos though. Doritos had like a Dorito chip that tasted like a cheeseburger or a taco, but they were always at midnight.
Oh, man.
And so I want Taco Bell to come out with the tacos at midnight flavored taco.
Oh, man.
So it tastes like a taco when you're eating a taco. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, God forbid your taco tastes like anything but a taco.
I mean, why do or a cheeseburger taco? It's like we're going to season the shell.
Domino's did that with their pizza, too. They're like cheeseburger flavored pizza, Philly cheesesteak flavored pizza.
Macaroni and cheese
Just
pizza.
gross, man. I want my pizza to be pizza.
See, I think we've ran out of ideas to make food taste good. It's like, this cheeseburger is too cheeseburgery. It's like fish. Fish is the only food you can send back because it tastes too much like itself.
I know.
You never send back
too fishy, sir.
You never send back a hamburger and go, this is too meaty.
No.
This tastes too much like cattle.
I never sent a hamburger back and said, this smells too much like my wife's vagina.
This smells like my wallet or my jacket, this leather. Your wife's vagina. Does your wife's vagina smell like leather?
Not my per se, but if somebody might say that about the fishy smelling food.
Right. Yeah, right. Their wife's vagina smells like
you
a leather
typically
store.
have the tuna smell joke.
At least they don't smell like a humidor.
Speaking of like eating at midnight, I had a good little Waffle House session last night at midnight. No, I said it was actually about 12:30 by the time we got there. But it's like this is like one of those stories that starts off with like the hero in trouble.
I always like how the story starts out with I was at Waffle House at midnight.
I know, I was at Waffle House at midnight. But you don't really know what's going on in the story. You just see some very disoriented individuals.
Pod Vomit Noir.
Ordering patty melts at midnight. Yeah, Pod Vomit Noir.
Justin was at the...
That's my noir music.
Yeah.
Noir.
Justin was scraping through his hash browns at Waffle House at 12:30 last night. He looked a little disheveled.
Right, and then you got, and then you start, you show that scene, and then you start bringing in the credits.
Right.
Produced by, directed by, all that.
Right.
And now the exposition.
A Fenario production.
Now for this, the part of the story that sets all that up.
Right.
So,
Wah, wah, wah.
spent some time in North Georgia mountains today. With the Squidbillies.
Now the music has changed drastically.
Definitely. More banjos.
Right.
Now
It's went from
I hang out with the real life squids of Squidbillies
Right. It's
in
funny
North
that
Georgia.
I'm wearing my Unknown Henson shirt today in the studio.
Anyways, we're getting together.
Well, you are from North Georgia.
I am
originally.
from North Georgia. I never felt like I belonged there 100%, but I am from there.
Right,
I cannot
right.
deny
You
it.
cannot deny it.
So, we get there, and my friends are like all got their shotguns ready and shooting their skeet.
Ooh, what kind of friends do you have?
Oh,
They're
well,
shooting their skeet.
Shooting their skeet all over the place.
Hey, Justin, I'm glad you're back.
One guy's tossing the skeet, the other guy's firing
Tossing a
his gun at
salad.
it. So, tossing skeets and salads.
Right. It's a restaurant.
It's a Greek salad.
Right.
So, somebody shows up with some homemade apple brandy, kind of a norm up in North Georgia.
The brandy, is it kind of like a
You know what they
wine
say,
country?
if you're not blind, you're not from North Georgia.
It's kind of like the wine country in Napa, except for
Yeah,
it's more like,
The redneck still country.
Right.
Redneck still valley.
You don't stand too still.
So we bust out a little bit of the apple brandy, and not apple brandy, it was strawberry brandy actually.
Did you ever put like
My dick in there? Yeah, it burned. God.
a handkerchief or something in there and light it on fire like a Molotov
No.
cocktail and throw it out of your car while you're riding through the town?
No, we thought it
While the
served
police
better.
chased you?
We thought it served better in our gullets instead of like on fire and
Right.
in the
At the police.
at the police. I don't usually antagonize fights with the police. It happens. But,
Right. Especially North Georgia.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's,
I mean, it's like a real life Smokey and the Bandit / Dukes of Hazzard
Kind of,
episode
yeah.
constantly going on.
there's always like a guy in a billowing hat and white suit.
Right. That's after these two local,
All they do is like freeze frame jumps in midair. I mean, what's wrong with that?
the body shops in Hazard or North Georgia.
Hazard,
Yeah.
Hazard County, North Georgia.
It's a real place. They must be like, man, this is the best place to open up a business in the body shops. They're always constantly fixing the police cars.
Always painting numbers on the sides of the doors.
I just wonder, the taxes have to be pretty high to live in Hazard County, just because of there's only 2 police cars and they get
Yeah,
wrecked.
it's no coincidence they called it Hazard County.
Right. It's like population 8.
Yeah, I mean, so anyways, we're drinking the shine, and this dude shows up. He's probably in his mid-30s, and he pulls up, and he's got, I see him coming from a distance, and I just see, like, this Buick front end, right? It's
Right.
like maybe a Buick Regal or something. Anyways, he pulls in, and I see the back of the car. Well, the back of the car is missing. I mean, it's literally just the frame of the car in the back.
Right.
And you got the body is intact in the front, but only in the front. And it's like he's using it as his makeshift redneck pickup truck. And everything he's got in the back.
Is it made out of wood or metal?
It's literally just the metal frame. He might have put some like wood planks down, I think, in the
Wow.
back just to make so he could set his chainsaw there because he just had a chainsaw in the back.
Was it strapped down? Or
Nope.
just rolling around.
Just rolling around, doing his thing.
I took the chainsaw to do some car modifications.
I gotta let my chainsaw freeball a little bit.
Yeah, man. You don't want to hold this son bitch up.
Yeah.
You hold this son bitch up, you never know what you're gonna get. Some bitch gonna go wild.
He shows up with this tiny little girl, like 10 years younger than him, who's got a dead tooth.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute, how old is he again now?
mid-30s.
Oh, okay, so that makes it okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
okay.
she's legal, so
Right,
whatever.
right.
I'm not judging.
No, I'm just saying, when you're like, he's got this girl 10 years older, and I'm like, we're in
10
North
years
Georgia,
younger.
or younger, and we're in the North Georgia mountains, and
Oh yeah, no, I'm not judging. I just want to paint the scenario.
Sure. Okay, so he's got his girlfriend with him,
Yeah, she's shining her dead tooth,
right?
and it's all like, yeah, try not to smell too much of her breath.
Right. Does it smell kind of like, I don't know, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer and meth?
There's like a little pissy meth shit smell. No, I don't know.
No.
I didn't get. No,
Smelled like ammonia.
Anyways, later on through the night, we're drinking this moonshine, and this girl is like, I mean, she's kind of holding the shine the whole. She's got the jar of it the whole time, and she's kind of drinking us under the table.
Now, is she a biscuit and gravy eating girl, or is she kind of a thin girl? Or
She's thin. She's really small, small and petite.
All right. Which just makes it even more impressive that she's holding her own on all this.
Absolutely. It's like, I mean, she's probably,
now,
100 pounds soaking wet.
How many people are hanging out?
There's probably 14, 15 of us, maybe.
Well, okay, all right.
At the most, there was probably
these are
that
people
many.
you went to school with or just grew up with? Or
Some of them are friends I went to school with. Some of them are people I don't even know.
Okay.
Like, I didn't know this guy and this girl that showed up with the half-truck car thing.
Right.
I don't know them.
They're like, hey, you ever thought about joining the Klan?
Yeah, I do have a few white sheets.
I've got here's a membership application. You're like, no, I'm just visiting. I
They stop you on the way into Cleveland.
Right.
Everybody, are you in the Klan? Wanna be?
Here's our packet.
Yep.
And a DVD.
And a cross to put in your back trunk that you can burn later.
And a gallon of gas.
Yeah, so needless to say, I drank way too much of that strawberry brandy and mixed with all the beer and just whatever else we had.
It was really strawberry moonshine. Is that an honest assessment?
Strawberry moonshine, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there were strawberries in the moonshine. I even ate one or two of the strawberries.
See, that's why, I mean, it's just like, brandy. When I think of brandy, I think of like cooking brandy, and when people, put it on crepes or whatever and set it on fire. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just fruit liquor, really.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Sure. I'm not a, I'm not.
You're not a connoisseur of the brandy?
No, or liquor. I know what I like, but I'm kind of like.
I know what gets me drunk.
I'll tell you this. Obviously, they are more of a connoisseur than I am.
Yes.
They are referring to it as brandy.
Man, him and like my other friend that I know actually are sitting there talking about, because my friend makes his own whatever, and they're sitting there talking about their stills and the different parts and how you do this, and I don't even know the terms to even pretend like I can try to describe it. It's like, man, they're nerding out over this.
What's crazy is I seen a show on, I don't know what network on cable, but it's called Moonshiners, and I don't, I obviously have my opinions on reality TV, but.
Moonshiners, yeah, it's like, come on.
I did watch a few episodes just to kind of see what they were talking about, but here's the problem that I had with it. It's, they're talking to these hillbilly people who live up in West Virginia or Tennessee or wherever, and they're building these stills, and they're making all this moonshine, but then they have the cops' perspective, which therefore now I'm calling bullshit. I'm like, you're going to do a reality show and get the law enforcement involved and then either make them look like, oh, dadgummit, we were so close.
Right.
And then you're showing them moonshiners getting off. I just...
It sounds like a formulaic TV show at that point, doesn't it?
Yes, very much so. But here's the thing. It's like, I was I stopped by a liquor store the other day on the way home from work, and I was picking up some beer, and I see... And obviously it's got... I mean, I don't know. It's like golden grain, I suppose, but it's like mason jars... And it says like what you said, like at
the liquor store.
Yeah, but it says moonshine, and
really,
and they have a nice label. There's like apple flavored, and then there's what you were calling brandy,
15% alcohol.
I didn't really pick it up and look at it. I just wanted to use it as a Molotov cocktail as I was escaping from the police.
What is with you with Molotov cocktails?
Cause man, I was visiting Hazard County. It's a very popular thing.
Wouldn't that fit better than say Iraq or Afghanistan or
Hazard?
Or Hazard, yeah. And then just go, when you throw it, you go, I don't know if he's a redneck or a Muslim.
Yeah, he's a Muslim neck.
A red Muslim.
Yeah.
A red Shiite.
Holy
Shiite
neck. So I just thought it was interesting that now, because somebody told me, I don't know who it was not too long ago, that some like ex-race car NASCAR guy, Jimmy Johnson, that's who it was, now owns his own like moonshine brand. And there was this story behind it. Now, I don't know if the story is real or if it's just some sort of lore that they've made up to sell, golden grain.
Yeah,
with
it's really
somebody-
moonshine.
My great grandpappy. You know,
We're
so-
not allowed to really sell this, but it's legal. So
Yeah, and it's like
what?
right. It's like all of a sudden, I just was watching the news this morning. They said that the vote for medical marijuana got booted down here in Georgia.
Right.
But we're selling legal moonshine.
I know.
It's like really
Get your shine.
right. It's like I don't think that's helping. You know, poor little Susie with the spasms.
I know.
You know? Hey, give her some moonshine.
And I was like,
and a
hey,
Coca-Cola.
I know how to kill your glaucoma. Give you some moonshine. It'll just make you so blind you don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah, you're so drunk you just don't give a shit. You know. Yeah.
Extra lead.
You know, it's funny because you know on the last show, you know, we were drinking pretty heavily. So Justin said, you know, I was telling Justin on the way in, I said it's funny how the last show was all about alcohol, and today you're really
Today I'm
hungover.
really hungover
All about
from all the
moonshine.
shine.
It's like you took it to the limit. You're like, man, that last show wasn't shit, man. Let me show you what I can do. But he did manage to to come in today to record. So you know,
I'm struggling, but I'm here.
and I'm drinking, and I'm here.
Yep. Your beer is making me want to vomit.
Yeah, pod vomit. Hey, we have our own wine. I have a bottle of
Yes,
pod
vomit. Everybody, you should go out to your
local
local
still
liquor store. Well, yeah,
or winery.
and request pod vomit
wine. It's from well, I was going to say the girl who made it for us. His last name's Winery, but I have a hard time pronouncing her last name, so I don't want to screw it up.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, thank God. It was a pretty good recovery.
It's got wine in it.
No,
That's all I got.
My friend Rhonda, I can't really pronounce your last name, and I'm sure she's like, look, I just made your goddamn wine.
Oh, it's a Ronnie from
She made us pod vomit wine, and it's like a blackberry Merlot. And not that I know anything about wine, but anytime I see the pod vomit logo slapped on something, I'm happy about it.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, cheers. And Justin's like, please stop talking about liquor, man.
I'm liquored out.
Yeah, he's done. I want to use him for Molotov cocktails. He wants to keep drinking them. That's what I should have told him. It's like, look, man, let's just blow some shit up.
So, anyways, at the end of that night, back to where the story started, we ended up in Waffle House. And,
Oh yes,
and
the Waffle House.
Why is it that every time you're in Waffle House at midnight and you're drunk, that it just seems like there's weird, peculiar activity going on? And it just seems things like things are out of the ordinary.
To you, but the Waffle House staff, it never seems to be out of the
I
ordinary.
wonder if that's normal to them.
Oh, I would think so. I would think that that's part of the training manual. They're like, look, you're going to experience a lot of extreme and strange behavior. Kid Rock might even come in here and start a fight.
Yeah.
It's not out of the question.
I mean, I started putting stories together in my head. Like, there was this really good-looking girl just sitting by herself at the bar.
Right?
And just being quiet and looking at her phone. And I'm thinking, why is she here? What is she doing? And thinking, she must be on the run. I bet she's got like a suitcase full of drug money that she stole from her boyfriend, who is like running drugs across the border.
Well, that's probably how like good stories start.
That's where my mind is going with all
Yeah.
this. It's like, because you don't see an attractive girl sitting down at
12:30 in is it North Georgia?
Yeah,
North
North Georgia, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, she's on the run.
Right.
She's got to be. She's her.
Did she have a bag with her?
No, that must have been like in her car or something.
Or hidden in the shrubbery outside.
Maybe she had a body in the trunk even.
Right.
She killed her boyfriend. Even better, she killed her boyfriend, who is a drug cartel guy who traffics across the border, and she was tired of it, tired of taking the shit. Killed him, cut his head off, and put his head in her glove compartment.
But she was hungry afterwards.
But she was hungry.
And she was like...
Yeah, that still can't explain why she was at the Waffle House.
After all this murderous, behavior, I need to still... I feel kind of queasy because I haven't eaten anything.
I still need to eat, but I don't want to eat head cheese.
No. I don't even like those two words together.
Head cheese. But...
So I need to stop by the Waffle House
and
get a grand, what is it, an All-American?
Is that the big breakfast thing?
Yeah.
That's a Denny's thing, I think.
Well, that's the Grand Slam.
Oh.
And the All-American is like 2 waffles, I don't know. It's waffles, sausage.
I don't know, man.
eggs,
I just point to the pictures.
$5.95. Yeah, that's what
I point to the pictures and say, I want that.
I want that for this amount of money.
Because people are
And
too
coffee.
drunk to read menus at that point, and that's why they have the big, pretty pictures.
Well, even fast food has like turned that level where
Yeah.
you just pull up and go, "Me have number 2."
I want that.
Point. Blink 1 for yes.
And
2
it's
for
funny
no.
because every time I order number 2, it causes me to have a number 2, like immediately.
Immediately?
Immediately.
No matter where you are.
No
It's
matter where
I'll
I
have
am.
the number 2 and then you just shat on the floor.
Well, I wait till I get home.
Oh, okay.
I have to eat it while I'm sitting on the toilet.
Oh, okay. It's like a whole process.
It just goes in and goes right out.
Right. It's like this whole concept.
I love this number 2.
I'm going to videotape this and make a YouTube channel. Look at me. It's burrito goes in, burrito comes out.
I can feed myself and the toilet at the same
Right.
time.
Burp, flush, burp, flush.
So,
I had a bad experience here not too long ago when we had, it wasn't, I didn't shit on myself, but I did have a bad experience here recently. In what?
well, we've had some crazy things happening in North Georgia lately.
Well, we had the Snopocalypse.
And that was, we were basically the laughing stock of the whole country.
Oh my God, man! But what's fucked up is
Even Jon Stewart made fun of us.
which that broke my heart. I was like,
I know.
dude, come on, sympathize. If anything,
I get it. It's good comic material.
And look, at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the conversation of because I experienced being in a really fucked up situation.
I guess my cynicism is elevated in the fact that I didn't really have to experience anything too bad.
So yeah, therefore you were easily going.
I was like, okay, my 45-minute drive is a 2-hour drive today. Oh well, not too bad.
Well, I had a situation where, and I'm sure anybody who listens to this show or know that we're from Atlanta, so we do not experience a lot of cold. We experience cold weather, but it's never snowing. It's very, very seldom we ever get really, really bad weather. So therefore, the city of Atlanta or the outside, surrounding suburbs, they don't invest a lot of money on snow plows and all this stuff. So back, I don't know, it was several months ago, we were getting this. I mean, the whole eastern seaboard got hit really bad. We were just kind of the tail end of this thing, and we still got kind of bitch slapped. And they kept saying, "Oh, it's going to snow, it's going to snow," and everybody kind of just blew it off as like, it's probably going to come later on in the evening or be farther north than us. And nobody
took it very seriously.
Nope. And I have my hours are just crazy. I don't have the traditional 9-to-5 job. While everybody is going to work in the morning, I'm usually in my pajamas, drinking coffee.
Oh yeah, I'm totally part of that rat race.
Yeah, right. Watching GMA, and Justin loves to bust my nuts on that.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting stuck in traffic, and I'm like, Rick is watching the morning shows.
That's right, smoking a bowl in my
Fuck that
pajamas. So around 10:30 that morning, my boss calls me and informs me that you're not going to need to come to work today. And I said, well, I have some, stuff that needs to be sent off today that was in my car that I needed to bring in. And he goes, oh yeah, crap. So being the good person I am.
Yeah, you could have not have said a word about that.
Well, but I realized that it was it was important, and at the time it was 10:30 in the morning. The news and the weather was saying that this was going to hit around 2:00 in the afternoon. So I said,
right,
look,
hindsight, you wouldn't have done any of it.
Hell no, man. So at 2:00, I just said, look, I'll tell you what, man. I will jump in my car. I'll run down there really quick. I'll drop it off. I'll come back, and I'm thinking I'll be back by noon. It's 10:30, and maybe even quicker than that. It should be really, really quick. And he said, "Oh, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that." So, as I'm leaving, I make a joke to my girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, look, it's snowing. It just started to snow."
Look, there's a little flurries, little flakes.
I had on just a pair of Chucks.
Some giant is, rubbing his dandruff all over the earth.
Right. It's like, this is anything. And I am like Justin. I'm from the South. But I still make fun of how crazy the news media just makes, interrupts programming to sit around and talk about.
The following counties are experiencing storms and blah, 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 blah. And then you got that stupid little ticker the whole time. And it just ruins your TV show is what it does.
I mean, I could not watch the Jerry Springer show that day.
I know.
Murray. I don't know who the father was. Man, I was so disappointed.
Yeah, and those paternity tests were just covered up by that stupid ticker. You don't know.
Oh, they was probably covered up by the snow that was coming.
I hate that, the ticker covers up the little things on the reality show. Not the reality shows, but those talk shows where it says, like, I'm in love with my daughter's construction cone.
Right.
I want to be able to see that.
Okay.
Now I don't know why that motherfucker's there.
So, as I'm on the way down, to my work, halfway there, it's really starting to snow, really heavy, and I can kind of feel my car sliding on the road, but I'm taking the back roads. And there was
Rick for full disclosure, Rick does drive a go-kart to work.
Yes, and well, my car is like the Millennium Falcon. I will say, my little Toyota is, it's
Well, how fast did it make the Kessel run? How many parsecs?
Well, mine made it in 9 parsecs.
Oh.
But so I get down there, and as soon as I walk in, the other guys, were like, we're leaving and everything. What are you even doing here? And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's what I'm asking myself. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
No.
So as I'm leaving, there's 2 ways I can go home. I can either take the back roads that I just came, but now I'm really kind of concerned because when I walked out the door, I left with just a pair of Converses on, a hoodie with a t-shirt on underneath. I wasn't dressed for this at all. And now it's snowing quite a bit. But and let me say that it's not that it's just the snow so much, it's ice. And it's more about, the moisture on the road and everything. That's what I was saying. I was sliding earlier. And so I said, well, I'm going to take the main road back home because it's more traveled, so it won't be so much ice on it. But I needed to run by the bank on the way home, so I go in the bank, and as I'm coming out of the bank, all of a sudden it was really within 20 minutes. When I walked in there was hardly no traffic out there on the road. When I walked back out just a few minutes later, it was like it was a parking lot, and I'm like, holy shit. So I'm just sitting. It's just moving very slow, and it's moving very slow, and when I left, no phone, no nothing. I just walked out the door figuring I'd be back within literally 45 minutes to an hour.
So what you're telling me is you left your 2 cans with a string tied to them at home?
Yep. I wasn't bringing them, so
kept getting tangled up in power lines and shit.
All these corners and curves.
You could only talk to your wife or our girlfriend.
Yeah. Right. That was it. And that's why I left it at home. And so I get, I'm leaving, and as I'm leaving, I figured I'd take the more traveled road, and I get up the road.
The road more traveled.
Yeah, it's a parking lot, man.
You're like, fuck Robert Frost. I'm gonna take the highly traveled road.
So what I made a huge mistake.
You should have listened to Robert Frost.
Right. And I chose not to. I ignored.
You like the double entendre there, Robert Frost.
Yes, of course. Right. So.
Did I say Frost enough?
Yes. I think we have all captured the moment.
The Frost Queen. No. The Frost Giants. Okay. I'm done. That's it.
That's all he's got. So I had a cup of coffee on the way down, and I kept the
Jack Frost.
The staff.
Sorry.
I had a Frosty from Wendy's on the way down, and I tried. I just kept.
Oh, look, Frost.
This is the part where Joe would be like, "That's it. I'm sick of this."
Yeah, that's it, guys. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Okay.
Okay.
So Rick is bumper to bumper, and
now I've got to pee. I got to pee really bad, and I've got people all around.
Did you drink a 40 before you left?
No, I just had a big 16-ounce glass or a cup of coffee. And so I'm like, damn it, why didn't I take a piss before I left, And so I've got to pee pretty bad. And I'm sitting there in traffic. So it gets to the point where, you're sitting, and you're moving at no pace at all. It's just so slow. And you're contemplating, should I just pull the brake, run out in the snow on the side of the road and just whip it out and pee?
Oh, whip it out. And
You
pee,
know,
yeah.
right. So, or
You didn't have any bottles or cans or nothing?
I had the styrofoam coffee cup
Oh, okay.
sitting in my coffee holder. So I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pee in the coffee cup. And then therefore
Yeah.
I'll be relieved and I'm not over here just squirming around the whole time, So I do. I pee in the coffee cup, but I took the lid off. And when I took the lid off, it fell into the floorboard.
Ah.
And so I made it in there.
You
and
know
everything.
what? This could be worse. You could have filled the cup, put it down, and then forgot that you did that.
And then
thought there
drank
was
it.
still coffee in there and drank it.
It's still warm. Good.
It would be warm.
Right. And blow on it.
It's a little too
Instead
hot,
of,
actually.
Instead of going afterward, I'd be like, But so I make it into the cup and everything, and now I put ever so gently into the cup holder again, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going across this. There's a light, and I'm trying to get across, and I reach down to try to grab the cup holder, and my car starts sliding.
Oh.
So I know that the car's sliding, so I pick up the cup with pee, and I've got the steering wheel in one hand.
Well, so you put it down and you picked it back up?
It was in the cup holder because I wanted to put the lid on it so it didn't splash around everywhere, okay?
So was this thing filled to the brim?
It was very close. If it had a cup holder, it would have been a little bit better because there was like a little thing you could, close the lid on. So,
Oh, yeah.
because it was kind of raised. So now, as I'm sliding, and I've got the piss cup in one hand, I've got the steering wheel in the other hand, and I'm sliding, and I'm still not trying to panic, but I'm panicked. I'm not going to lie. I'm very panicked. I wouldn't have been as panicked, except for now I've got a warm glass of my own piss. And as I slam into this, embankment with my car, bam, the piss goes, boom, all into my lap, my legs, my hoodie. I'm just like, God damn, and if anybody knows me, I am not a fan of germs or anything like that. I don't want, I don't even want my own.
You don't like wearing your own piss?
No, absolutely not. And now it's even worse because
when it happened, you smell it and like, man, I could make a cologne out of this.
Dude, I was so fucking pissed off because it's
You were pissed on, actually.
Now it's cold outside. I've got urine all over me, and so I'm driving down the road. The traffic kind of opened up a little bit. I'm driving down the road, and my car's making this awful noise going, blap, 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 blap. And I see this woman, she's walking down the road. And I kind of look over at her, and she gives me this really crazy look, like, what the hell? And I don't realize that now my tire is completely blown out.
Oh.
And so I pull up into this Zaxby's, and I get out with piss all over me. It's freezing fucking cold. The snow is coming down. It's starting to turn into hoth around me. And I've just got to a point now where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have to just suck it up.
I'd be like, I guess I'm going to live here now.
I got piss on me.
I'm moving into Zaxby's.
So I walk up to Zaxby's, and I'm like, can I use your phone? And they said, what happened? And I said, well, I've got I said,
piss all over me.
No, I left that part out
You
of
didn't
the
volunteer that
conversation.
information.
Hell no. I said, look, man, I got a blowout. And these guys, I have to say, I give big props to Zaxby's because these 4 guys come running out. And between me and the other 3 guys, I guess it was like 3 guys, but when we changed my tire, it was literally like 4 minutes. It was like a NASCAR thing. And I was like, thanks, man. They're probably like, you're welcome, piss guy. And now I've got a donut tire on.
Hey, it could have been worse. They could have been like, hey, man, you smell like piss. We got something going on in the back room.
I would be like,
We're really into pissing on people.
I'll be right.
Sounds like you're down with it, too. You want to join us?
It's like Fight Club.
We try to do split stream, but sometimes we run our streams parallel.
You don't cross streams.
You can't.
So imagine it like Fight Club.
There was like secretly a secret hidden underground piss club in the back of Zaxby's.
And I kind of found it Pulp Fiction style.
Oh yeah, wear this gimp suit and sit there while I piss in your face. R. Kelly will be here in a minute.
Oh, we got an R. Kelly soundtrack. Oh.
Just so you all know, Rick just pissed all over himself. Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to recreate the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
a moment like this.
So we get. I'm like, I don't even give a damn that I've got And it was funny too because when I pulled up in Zaxby's, I rolled down the window, just threw the rest of it out, like, God damn it, because I'm so ill prepared, I thought I was going to be back and forth and everything was going to be fine, and
Days.
well, I don't think anybody knew that it was going to come so quick, so fast. That was the whole thing. I mean, because if I'd have known that, I would have just kept my ass at home.
Oh yeah.
And so now I have a donut tire on my car. And it's still just sit still traffic. And I do not live where, like Justin lives in the city. I do not live in the city. I live out in the fucking country. And it was still like, it reminded me of The Walking Dead. It was like everybody just left at once. It was like.
I hear you. And, that's great. And I know people were clever maybe when they first mentioned that. But I don't care, man. If I see another fucking Snopocalypse picture where they compare us to The Walking Dead one more time, I'm going to choke a motherfucker.
Yeah, I feel
It's just so played out.
Yeah, I agree. But
look, guys, at the Walking Dead.
Right.
It's just like that scene in that show.
Except for it never snows on that show or rains.
I'm like, I hope a zombie bites your fucking face off.
Right. But so
not to be so belligerent about something.
Yeah, you actually you've got issues towards that.
I've got issues.
You've got issues towards those memes.
I do.
But so now I'm in my my county finally, which normally takes about 20 minutes to get to from my job. Now it's taking me over 3.5 hours. I've got piss on me.
Kind of like it's taking you to open that beer.
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
Well, it's a really shitty bottle opener. And
is it the bottle opener or the wielder of the bottle opener?
You give it a shot. Let's see here.
Let's see what I can do. I got some tricks up my sleeve.
Our
Rick just has piss in his sleeve.
I got piss in my fingers. It's like slipping out.
Dude, that's because this part's broken off.
That's how they gave it to me, man.
What?
It's a crappy amplifier.
Who
promo.
gave it to you?
A Black Star amplifier promoter, or
I assume that they're sober all the time because they can't open their beers with this.
I think that's their whole, their whole rub.
They're like, Jesus doesn't want you to drink, so we're gonna give you a busted bottle opener, so you'll never be able to open a bottle again. You're right, man. This thing is evil.
Yeah, it's not just me.
All right, so.
Wow, I think
we have a customer.
That's freaking me out. Uh-oh. They're coming up the stairs. I'm really freaked out. Hurry up, open that beer so we can squirt beer on them.
The telephone call is coming from the other room.
This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened on Pod Vomit since the Swinger.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Are we about to get murdered?
I don't know. This will be a podcast like no other.
Do you see a guy with a hook hand?
Not yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if there's a hook hand guy. Oh, that'd be crazy if like a hook hand guy come up.
I know.
Right in the middle of our Snopocalypse show.
I'm getting it first, so you have a little time to prepare because I'm going to get it first.
I know.
I'm right at the door.
But I'm in the corner though, so I'm stuck.
I'm going to get a reach around hook.
And you got my beer. Yeah, right. Oh, you gave up.
I gave up. I can't do it.
Ah, bitch.
Where's that lighter? Can you do that lighter trick?
No, I'm not that. You've been hanging out up in the country. You could learn that trick.
No, they buy twist off beers.
Yeah. Well, I'm classy, man. I like to use a bottle opener that doesn't work and put my pinky out.
Natty Light doesn't require you to open a lid off a bottle.
Don't Natty Light me. You were drinking moonshine, sir.
That's true. But we did have some beer.
But to chase down the taste of moonshine. So seriously, I'm in the car and I've got a donut tire on my car.
Hey, did you pick up any chicken while you were there?
Actually, I did go by the grocery store. I stopped by Racetrack to pick up a case of beer because I figured, the
city be snowed in.
Oh yeah, the city's going to be shut down for a while. So that's there's no way in hell that I'm going to
be stuck at home without beer.
Fuck no, man. So I get a case of beer and I get down to the grocery store. And I'm thinking, well, the kids are going to want pizza rolls and pizzas.
You didn't tell them about the Zaxby's piss party, though, right?
When I walked, I finally. Well, here's the funny thing. I get all this stuff, and I'm getting to the house, and I'm really impressed with myself. I'm like, man, I have made it to. I hear Tater.
Yep, you do.
I think.
Whoa.
I do not know what that is.
I don't. I say we ignore that.
Somebody's got a vibrator.
I know. Turn the vibrator off. Those batteries aren't going to last forever.
So we
You need to give up on that beer, man.
never.
It's not happening.
And so is that your phone?
Maybe.
And probably Luke calling you. We're in the studio. We can't get in.
We can't take
You've
calls.
got the key.
We're not taking calls at this moment, caller.
So I make it out of the grocery store, and it's funny at this point. I'm not even like really bummed about it because I'm thinking, now the pee is dried. I'm just like my underwear is still all kind of gross feeling, but the exterior part is past.
Right.
So I get home. Oh, I'm almost home. I pull up into my neighborhood, and when you pull up into my subdivision, it's a bit of a hill.
Right.
So as I'm going up the hill, there's a car in front of me, but there's all kind of cars that has tried to get out of the
gave
neighborhood.
up.
Well, there's cars that tried to get out of the neighborhood that slid across the road and into woods.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of people who's parked like in front of the neighborhood that just said fuck it and decided to walk.
Right.
But I felt like I have made it this far on this.
I'm not going to stop here.
Hell no.
The journey does not end at the bottom, the base of the neighborhood.
Well, I had groceries and beer, and I'm like,
too much to walk with for sure.
Exactly. So
you fishtail it all the way up?
Man, this truck was in front of me. I just followed him, and I get almost all the way up to the top, and I'm like 2 houses away from where it kind of flattens out, and it's all downhill from there.
And you're doing all this on a donut, let's not forget.
Right. But that's where the car stops. Now I'm in my neighborhood. I've been gone almost 7.5 hours, no contact with anybody at the house. They have no idea where I'm at. They're just watching the news and all the, the freak out on the news and everything.
Right.
So they have no idea if. You need to check that. Is that you?
Nope. It's not me.
Wow. I don't know what that is, dude.
I don't either. It's pretty scary, though.
I have no idea what that is. That's weird. But, I don't know what that is. So I this guy in my neighborhood, there's like this one dude with a truck, and he's going back and forth trying to help people out, and then he comes up to me and he goes, this one guy comes up with like a quad runner, and he pushes me up about like, I don't know, maybe like the length of someone's yard.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen. So I guess his dad or his brother comes back by and he goes, well, I'm just afraid if I put a chain on
Are
this.
you just spinning or what? What's going on?
There's just nothing happening, and I'm in my neighborhood, I mean, I'm like, God damn it, I'm so close. This is ridiculous. So
Are you closer than you were with getting that beer open?
it's the last one too. That's what
that bottle's just mocking you. It's like,
I know.
No beer for you.
You fucker. So I wound up right before dark pulling into my house, looking like the true champion and I even told my family when I walked in, I said, I wound up getting, because I walked upstairs after I brought all these goddamn groceries in, and I was like, I got to change. And my girlfriend was like, well, why do you got to change? And I said, I just told everybody. I was like, just what I told you.
It's like, can't you smell it?
Yeah, it's like, I got piss on me. I'm going to take a shower now.
Yeah.
Snopocalypse was more like snow.
You're gonna take a shower to clean off your previous shower.
Right. Yeah, my golden shower.
That you got from the Zaxby's boys.
So then, of course, I missed 2 or 3 days of work, and I do not know what that is.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the vibrating is.
Yeah.
Stop vibrating.
I do not know.
What? It sounds like it. Is it that? I've never known house phones to vibrate. There's like a dildo stashed somewhere.
Yeah, somebody has a vibrator
that will not quit, and it just goes off on its own.
Yeah.
It goes off on its own to get off on its own.
So that was my epic, overused word, epic.
Yeah, like the hipsters.
Snopocalypse.
Say epic for everything.
Yeah, everything is so epic. Snopocalypse story. And so what happened to you? Nothing.
I literally sat in a car for 2 hours.
Did you pee on yourself?
No. I
Nothing?
have no story. I wasn't like trapped under the ice and Someone had to heroically pull me out of my car with the jaws of life or anything
Did you
like that.
see any? I mean, like I saw cars off in the
Yeah,
ditch.
oh yeah, I saw a lot of cars that stopped and just
Now,
along the way.
Do you have a hard time driving in the snow?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I drove like, it took me like, I was going at 20, 25 miles an hour, but it was pretty much moving.
It
wasn't too bad. They let us go at work at like 1 o'clock, I think.
Oh, yeah, right when it started. And that's the thing, too. Atlanta really got a bad deal, but I think this is the problem. Number one, it's like every 10 years. If you think about it, back in 1982 was the big snow jam in Atlanta. But when I was a little kid, there was an ice storm in Atlanta that happened in 1972 where, like, we were with no power for like 3 or 4 days.
I had no power in the 92 one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the 92.
For like a week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I give up.
I give up.
That's not. I don't believe it's even happening.
It's the Illuminati.
Yep. It's not you, is it?
No, that would be really weird. But I wonder if he left his phone. Oh, here it is, right here. Somebody's phone.
Is that a phone?
I don't know. This isn't a phone.
That's some odd device.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at this. Somebody's phone.
Yeah.
I wonder whose phone it is.
I don't know. Probably that. It's probably New Ian's. New Ian, you left your phone.
Well, next time New Ian calls.
He's trying to give himself an excuse to have to come back. I forgot my phone, guys.
All these things in the studio, and I'm like, what is this?
I forgot your phone, guys. Can I produce your next podcast?
Yeah, sure, dude. Whatever. Well, you'll be calling.
All right, but first we're going to call the people on your phone and tell them that you're closet gay.
And take pictures of our cocks and
Yeah.
put them on your phone.
And say it's your cock.
It has a body glove,
Body glove.
like phone fitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Ian.
My balls have
He's
a body
left
glove.
his phone. Oh, now you've really done it, New Ian. I'm going to hold on to your phone
Or call his contacts and tell him that he's a closet gay
and send pictures of my dick.
and some pictures of your dick.
Yep. We'll switch it out. There'll be some pictures that'll go to his friends. That'll be my dick, and some that will be Justin's dick, but we'll name them differently. We'll switch it up. So these people are confused. It'd be like, this is Rick's dick.
How come this guy's dick changes so much?
Wow, man, he's got the average. He's like a mutant.
It's black today.
Yeah.
He's the Dick Morpher.
That's my name. Dick Morpher. Dick Morpher.
The detective.
Yeah.
Back to more of our film noir.
Yeah, our film Snow Noir. Our Noiracalypse. Our Snow Noiracalypse.
Yeah, so basically Atlanta gets shut down every 10 years or so because of some major storm.
It is weird though that it's every 10 years, and you would think that by now the city of Atlanta would go, okay, it's been 10 years.
Well, you know what? They're like, well, we still don't want to spend a bunch of money to get salt trucks and all that crap.
Right. We're not going to need, for 9 years.
It's like we'll just deal with a crisis every 10 years.
Well, here's the thing that really gets me about the whole Atlanta thing. Now, I am a native of Atlanta. I was born in the city of Atlanta. Now, and you were born in Georgia. You're a native Georgian,
Well,
correct?
I was actually born up north, but I've lived in Georgia since I was 3 years old.
Right. Okay. But here's the thing that gets me. It's like, especially here in our city,
Yeah.
whereas everybody wants to bitch and complain outside our city and say, oh, those people don't know how to drive. Well, let me tell you something, folks. Most of the city of Atlanta are all Yankee transplants, are all people from the north, so
you people from the north don't know how to drive.
in this shit in Atlanta. So, don't
You forgot or something.
why don't you call your relatives and bitch at them and say, you're making us look bad. Look,
you fucking carpetbaggers.
But I'll tell you this right now, you teabaggers. I'll tell you this right now. Right now, as we're doing this show, some of you people in the northern part of the country are still sitting in your ass in a bunch of snow, and we're down here wearing shorts.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Buffalo.
That's right. Looking at you, Wisconsin. But we are, we're in a climate that's nice and sunny, and we're wearing shorts and drinking beers, and Justin's not. He's nursing a hangover. But
I'm not drinking so many beers.
he was last night. He was drinking moonshine.
And beers, but
But you're not drinking moonshine up north, so
No.
there you go.
I guess you could.
Yeah, but
It's probably not very common.
can you imagine running up on a still and say Fargo, North Dakota? Hey, how's it going there? Oh, just making a little moonshine.
Making a little shine for you.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's the best I've ever made this year.
Nobody's went blind at all.
No.
No.
Don't you know? Don't you know, though?
Don't you know? Don't you know that you got to drink the good shine? It's nothing like a hockey game and some shine there, you know.
Yeah. Thanks to the Coen brothers, we know that Fargo exists and can make these jokes.
Before that, it was just we made fun of people from Michigan or Detroit.
Yeah, we didn't know about Fargo until
It was so funny
Joel and
because
Ethan.
several years ago when I was thinking about this the other day when Justin and I used to work together, we had this coworker that was from Detroit, and he he was like, he's just this real serious guy, you know. He's not he never really cracks a joke, and he's not funny. And he one day he got really upset that me and Justin was cracking on him about Detroit because
Yeah.
it's a bankrupt city. I mean, I don't know how it's how it's easy to be proud about your hometown of Detroit.
It's kind of an easy target.
Sure, but I'm just saying, if you're from there, I don't know how you can suck that up and go, don't be making fun of my...
Yeah, I mean, most people hold their heads down in sorrow and say, yeah, I know I'm from Detroit.
They just make it up and go, I'm from Cleveland. You know, I don't want nobody...
Because at least we're not Detroit.
That's right. So Justin added him on Facebook, and then me and him even kind of...
For the sole reason.
Of this video. And what was the video from, though? I can't remember. I was trying to think.
It was one of those, like, inspirational Welcome to Cleveland videos, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was a parody of something that somebody had made.
Right.
And it was like, and I wish I could remember where we found this clip, but it was really just bashing on Cleveland.
Oh, we found it on Tosh. We first saw it on Tosh.
Yeah, we saw it on Tosh 2.0. And it's really bashing Cleveland. And it's just showing how bad, you know, the city of Cleveland is. But at the end of it, it goes, at least we're not Detroit.
Yeah, it's like the sculptures.
Detroit.
It's like right. It's like the weird sculptures and we think this is art.
Right. So, you know,
it's just a bunch of weird oblong shapes in the yard or something in front of a school.
So Justin posts this, and this guy comes up to me and he goes, do you think Justin added me on Facebook solely just to post that video to piss me off? And I went, yeah, probably. Yeah, and he was just,
absolutely.
You know, but yeah, it was just so funny, man. You know, it's like I would rather be down here and have the humiliation of 2 weeks of, you know, Snopocalypse.
I made a true enemy that day.
Right. Than have the stigma of being from Detroit.
I know. I'd rather not know how to drive in a bunch of snow.
It's like, what do people go? They go, oh, okay, Detroit, Motown, which happened, I don't know, like 50 years ago.
At least the doctors and lawyers aren't selling crack.
Right. And then they go, well, the automotive industry, which that's really kind of not really a thing anymore. Kid Rock.
Motor City.
Right. Kid Rock. I don't know. He's been spending a lot of time down south lately.
It's not so much Detroit Rock City anymore.
No. It's like, hey, there's still a city here.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
There's a city here where a crater should be.
Yeah, the mayor's insane clown posse.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, it's like.
What I think of Detroit as like, you know that movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
I think that's describing modern day Detroit, don't you? Like
that or the
Gatorade. Gatorade comes out of their water fountains, and they all just gather around and watch a TV show called Ow My Balls.
I couldn't decide if it'd be more like that or just the movie The Crow.
The Crow.
Yeah.
Where some weird like goth guy in makeup comes back from the dead.
Yeah.
Starts killing him.
It's like, but he really is in hell though.
How come no one ever asked like, why? I mean, I know you're dead, but why do you got to wear all that damn makeup?
Yeah, it's like, really. I mean, what are you hiding your identity from like what, the Grim Reaper?
Yeah,
I don't want him to kill me twice.
It's like, why is the guy from The Cure here?
Yeah, right. Are you Alice Cooper? You know, it's like he didn't have any like. It's the Joker. You know, his makeup didn't really look like anything original. It could have been either Alice Cooper or maybe
no.
You know,
it's just some generic goth makeup.
That's what, when they reboot that movie, that's what's going to happen. It'll just be like the insane clown posse.
It's just trying to imagine him getting ready for his, putting his makeup on. He's like, let me cover up my skull, because I mean he's just dead.
Right. I've got to go out and exact revenge, but first I need to put on this makeup.
I know.
I'm the Crow.
I gotta cover up these high cheekbones.
It'd be funny if he was really called the Magpie. You know, they don't look like crows. They're just black birds. You know, Heckle and Jekyll were magpies.
Oh, okay.
The Magpie.
The Magpie. Or the Hawk.
The Hawk. Yeah.
The Parakeet.
The Beaver.
The Parakeet.
The Parakeet.
He's just really colorful.
The Cock. The rooster.
The cock is my Chinese zodiac sign.
Is
I'm
it?
very proud of that.
Yeah, I would be too. But it's a Chinese cock, so it's kind of small.
Oh. Yeah, I got nothing. Nowhere to go with that.
But you're proud of it, so that's all.
Proud
good.
of my tiny cock, or my tiny Chinese cock.
But if you're like Bruce Lee, there's a. I don't think you are though.
No,
you know?
I'm not like Bruce Lee. I don't have those. I can't match his skills.
No.
But my cock can make some crazy noodles.
Okay, well there you go. Some cock noodles.
Cock noodles.
Justin's Chinese cock noodles. That'll be on the market this year in the international aisle.
Oh, we'll sell it on in the Pod Vomit store.
Yeah, we're gonna have that and ball gags and I don't know.
It's like ramen, but it smells a little bit like Famunda cheese.
Famunda cheese. And those who are not familiar with Famunda cheese, that's the cheese that's from under the head of your dick.
Oh, really? Because I always heard it as the cheese from under your balls.
Oh,
but it works either way.
Yeah, I've always heard it's the cheese from under the head of your dick.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say it that way. You can say it's the cheese from under the head of your dick, or you can just say it's the cheese from under the head of your dick,
or it's the cheese from under your balls.
Ball cheese.
I think under your balls would
cheese
gather.
Balls.
I think that would gather more cheese, though.
Yeah, like taint cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like where all the sweat and grime can just sink inside underneath your balls.
Right. That's where
right
it
at
all.
your taint.
That's where it all subsides
Yeah,
to. All your grit.
It has
and
nowhere to
grime.
go, so it just sinks right there and
Right.
emits this like horrible smell.
And there's no male douche. You know, like
There
you can-
isn't.
women have their taints probably are.
I guess because you could just use soap and water.
Well, you could.
You don't really need a special product to clean that area.
I'm surprised Axe haven't come out with
Axe.
taint clean.
Axe
You
taint
know.
smell.
Right. They've got one now. I don't like Axe for the record. I think you smell like a middle school locker room. It's just like
I don't want to use an aerosol can either to
Right.
spray myself every day.
yeah, you smell like some cheesy nightclub with a lot of mousse
Yeah.
and Zima.
Zima.
Yeah, they even make that anymore.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
It's definitely gone.
Well, I guess we're gonna wrap up Snopocalypse, and I don't know, the Wearing the Piss podcast. I don't know, what should we call this? Snopocalypse or Snow Pit? Nah.
Snow pickle-lips. Snow piss a lot.
Snopocalypse.
Snow piss a lot. I don't know.
No.
That sounds like a knight from King Arthur's
I don't want
round table.
Snow more piss. I don't know. Don't eat the yellow snow. I don't know. We'll figure
That's
it out.
kind of a cliche.
Yeah, I don't want to use that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, who snowed on my... I don't know. I've got nothing. Who snowed on my city?
I've got less than nothing.
Yeah. Justin's like, let this end. I'm hungover. All right, look, we're going to wrap this up. And I appreciate everybody listening to this next. Our new Snopocalypse podcast. Snow Podcast Lips podcast. That worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to go get some well-needed rest.
he's going to go put like one of those ice packs on his head and eat some
Bonbons.
crackers. I was going to say cheese and crackers.
From under cheese and crackers.
Right. It's the cheese from under his nuts. And on that note right there, I think we're going to just wind this this ailing show down to a crawl.
Here we are, signing off.
Signing off. Check us out on podvomit.com. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter. Yeah,
We do this every time. What are we on?
Yeah.
Hey, if there's a social network, find it. Search Pod Vomit.
Yeah, just go to Google and find it.
Yeah,
Jesus
just Google
Christ.
us.
If you're listening to us already, you know who we are. So keep up
Or,
the good work. And
or
tell
if
your
you're one of
friends.
those, or if you're one of those, you can Bing us.
Yeah, you could Bing us. I don't know. We haven't done Instagram yet. We haven't done Vines. So I mean, but who's to say that can't happen? So I don't know. Maybe next time you see us, we'll be on Vine. I don't know. Is that a thing? Vine?
Yeah.
We're starting to sound too
We're old.
Too old people. All right. I'm Nickelback Rick.
I'm Justin.
And you've been listening to Pod Vomit. We'll see you next time on podvomit.com. Stop this. I don't know how to stop this. Madness.
Until the rights to you are sold. That's right, folks, don't touch that dial.